to ever be flown in a national park, and unfurled it on the side of El Cap to prove a point, that trans is natural. The Trump administration and transphobes would love to have you believe that being trans is unnatural, but species that can transition sexes can be found on every continent and in every ocean on planet Earth. So call it a protest, call it a celebration. We are bringing elevation to liberation. They try to erase us from government websites and education systems and libraries. So we raise this flag higher than ever before so every trans person knows that they have people that love them in their corner. The people united will never be defeated.
A beloved and dedicated Yosemite park ranger and wildlife biologist, Dr. S.J. Jocelyn, was fired for flying a trans pride flag on El Capitan for 2 hours while off duty. Allegedly, the termination letter stated a breach in their code of conduct, as well as participation in a demonstration without the required permitting. However, the freedoms granted to us for free speech under the First Amendment do not cease to apply to park rangers when they are off duty. Additionally, this was an expression of identity, not a protest or a demonstration. Even if it were a protest or demonstration, it still would have been allowed without any kind of permits per NPS regulations, given that there were less than 25 people present. At the time of the flag display, May 20th, no rule prohibited hanging flags of any kind on El Capitan. In fact, many flags have hung here previously without any consequences. However, the very next day, on May 21st, acting superintendent backdated a new regulation banning banners, flags, or signs larger than 15 square feet in wilderness areas. Retroactive rule enforcement like this sets a very dangerous precedent, and we believe that what has happened here has been an alleged First Amendment violation. And we know nothing happens in a vacuum. We must consider this also in the context of other things that have happened with the National Park Service.
So dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all having a great and wonderful day. Well, we're going to be talking about on how this woman here got fired as a ranger because she decided to use a trans flag. She had to put a trans flag up at the Yosemite Park, National Park, mind you, and it just, she effed around and found out. And we're going to watch this video here to where she explains her endeavors on what's going on. So without further ado, let's get into this.
On May 20th, I hung a really large trans flag on the face of El Capitan for about 2 hours, and then I took down the flag. The flag was a celebration of identity and belonging outside. On August 12th, last week, I was fired for unacceptable or failing to demonstrate acceptable conduct.
And as you should be. Listen, I'm all for celebrating or doing whatever you want in your privacy of your own home, etc., stuff like that, right? But this is a national park, and there needs to be decorum. There needs to be a reasoning why. We have to have things that are not being raised there, and the trans flag is just not one of them. I don't think these people seem to understand is that when you make everything political, it's just not in good look. And this is just a show to tell these people that people are tired of this leftist BS. Nobody is wanting this trans stuff anymore. I don't want this anymore. And it's getting really sickening to see this wherever you go. It really is.
When I hung the flag, I was a private citizen, private civilian. It was in my free time. 2 other people in the team were also park rangers. And then everyone else was environmentalists or activists.
All right, let's go, girls.
Patty Agonia flew the flag with us, and she helped fundraise for the flag. I got messages from kids in Florida and South Carolina telling me that they want to commit suicide all of the time and that seeing the flag made them not want to.
I understand this is what the left does because the left always likes to play these emotional games. And I think people have gotten emotionally numb about this. People don't care if we call them racists. They don't be care if they're called transphobes. They don't be care if they call them homophobic. They don't care about any of this stuff anymore because you guys use this all the time for pretty much anything. Anything that does not agree or go along with your ideology, you will start using transphobe, homophobic, etc., and nobody cares anymore. And every single time you guys use this emotional game to try to control people so they can feel bad and not they don't have to fight against what they don't agree with. That's asinine here. And this is what the left does all the freaking time. They always, always, always use the emotional ploy, the emotional game. This is what Democrats do. They try to tug at your emotions, tug at this, so that way you can feel a certain way, so that way you could be stopped from doing it. Well, I think America and a lot of people are getting tired of those games, and it's just not working anymore. And as you can see here, it's a very good, strong sign that your emotional ploy, your emotional games, is falling on deaf ears.
Really, what a trans flag is a symbol of safety and a symbol of acceptance. And that's what is supposed to happen in parks. You're supposed to be safe in parks. And what is happening now is that this message is saying that actually you're not safe in parks.
Yeah, so apparently for removing this trans flag, you are somehow not safe in parks. How does that make any remotely kind of sense at all? Since when does the park actually discriminate against people for a bloody flag? Are you that is like here's the thing. Are these trans people or these people in general that we're talking about so emotionally bankrupt, so sensitive that they have to have a flag to feel safe wherever they go? Is that it? Are you that weak of a human being? Come on now. That's like me having to have like some type of a white flag or black flag with a fist or BLM flag for me to feel safe wherever I go. Because I don't feel safe if I don't have this flag here. Get the hell out of here, man. That is absolutely ridiculous. That is completely absurd in every way possible. This is the reason why you guys are failing in every way metric, because you guys are just sensitive, emotional, busybodies. That's all you are. You don't care about what other people actually feel or what actually people think. You want to use your power, your narrative to control people so that way you can do what you want. That is your idealistic motive. That's what you guys want. And it's disgusting. And people are getting tired of it. It's like, it's just so obnoxious. So obnoxious. And I don't blame people for not wanting to be on your guys' side. I don't blame them for that. It's ridiculous. What we have here from JMReports says California park ranger fired after helping hang transgender pride flag on popular Yosemite monolith. A non-binary park ranger was fired by Yosemite National Park after they were caught hanging a transgender pride flag for the park's famous El Capitan Rock formation in May. Shannon Jocelyn, 35, was first hired as a ranger and wildlife biologist at the park in 2021. Their dream job, that they said, was stripped away in a violation of their First Amendment right, which it was not a violation. The parks have certain rules. You got to follow them. And if you do not follow them, well, guess what? I guess you just don't get to see it. All right. So Johnson's claimed that the temporary deputy superintendent fired from August 12th for failing to demonstrate acceptable conduct within their capacity as a wildlife biologist for the park. And it goes on to say here, nothing about it had anything to do with my work, they fumed. Johnson highlighted all that they have done for the National Park Service over the years, including willingly stacking overtime hours and accepting a lower paying job where they could easily be making a lot more money in Silicon Valley with their bioinformatics PhD. I'm devastated. We don't take our positions in the park service to make money or to have any kind of huge career gains. We take it because we love the places that we work. I mean, Yosemite looks absolutely gorgeous. I have not been to this place yet. It looks absolutely gorgeous. A very beautiful place. And people just don't want to go to parks and go see a stupid trans flag waving in the air. Like, again, it's like, this is a place that I would love to live at. It's open, it's nature, it's gorgeous. It's my type of place, and it's away from people. And God forbid if somebody comes up and be like, "I'm gonna wave this trans flag up in the air," I'm gonna lose my mind because I do not want this stuff pushed down my throat. What you guys are doing is pushing things down people's throats. And you're also saying, like, well, there were other flags there as well. Well, here's the thing. Nobody wants to stop genocide thing. That was not there. Nobody wanted that or any of the other flags. And the only flag that would be accepted would be the United States flag. You know why? Because the United States flag means everyone. It does not separate or divide people. So what the United States flag is, it means blacks, Mexicans, whites, trans people, gay people. Everybody in the country is united under one. That is what the flag means. So if you have a United States flag, it's not divisive because it means everyone. But when we start doing flags like the BLM flag, the trans flag, the rainbow pride flag, these are all divisive flags. These do not unite people. They're divisive and they don't solve anything whatsoever. The Axe Ranger said that the inspiration for their stunt came in spring after President Trump issued an executive order barring transgender women from competing in women's sports. Yeah, which rightfully so should be a thing. Men should not be entering women's sports, period. End of discussion. Just should not be entering it whatsoever. I was really hurting because there was a lot of policies coming from the current administration that target trans people, and I'm non-binary. I don't care if you're non-binary. I don't care if you're some type of freaking dinosaur walking down the street. You don't have the right to just put a flag up anywhere. On top of that, enter other people's spaces. It's just insane. The flag only flew for 2 hours before park officials' orders claimed to remove it, never once mentioning any overt violations that it posed. Yeah, it did. It violated a lot of what they want. They just do not want political stuff in there. It's the same thing when you're watching a video or when you're watching a movie or a TV show. It's like the last thing you want in the show is to parade and pander and show you politics every single time. It is so draining. Nobody wants that. When I move away from my mic, right? When I move away from my mic and I go and sit down, I am moving myself away from anything political. I really want to sit down and watch. You know why I watch anime majority of the time or very old shows? Is because they don't insert their stupid political BS into what I'm watching, and I can consume it without being driven mad with your political BS. So again, this is the thing here. We're tired of it, and we just don't want this anymore. So I'm glad that they're doing this. I think that all these people should be fired as well to set an example. It's just like, if you want to work a job, if you want to be here, be apolitical. Do not push your politics here. And this is the same thing for any job that you do. If you're being political, most likely the job is probably going to fire you because it's just not good. Companies are seeing way too common to just put up political stuff and then they get massive backlash. So it's better for them to just not do it at all. All right, guys, that's it for the video. Nice guys, share. As always, take care, my friends.